V and I had never been to Florida together before, and when we had been there on our separate trips, we kind of stuck to the touristy areas. So when we started planning this trip, we wanted to find some truly unique off-the-beaten-path types of places. This led us to Blue Springs State Park, which is about 45 minutes outside of Orlando. This park features a gigantic picnic area, the historic Thursby House, and some gorgeous scenery for kayaking and swimming. You might even be lucky enough to see a sea manatee. But one of my favorite features were the wooden boardwalks that twisted and winded their way along the water's edge. This is a great way to take in the sights and possibly see some wildlife. While we didn't see any sea manatees here, we did see a very lazy alligator sitting on a log. There was a small turtle sitting about 6 inches in front of his face that I was pretty sure was going to end up as a lunch snack, but he really seemed to have no interest. As we started to get closer to the spring, the trail got a little more narrow and quite a bit windier, and it also started to take on this jungle rainforest type of vibe. It was really cool, and for some reason the trail was kind of empty that day. We almost had the entire place to ourselves. As soon as we saw the bright blue water of the spring, we knew we were going to have to rent an inner tube so we can get down there and check it out even closer. The rental tubes here are actually very affordable. At the time of the making of this video, they were $5 for the first hour and only $2.50 for each additional hour. After doing our best to ignore this sign here, we dipped our toes into the very pleasant spring water, which is 72 degrees all year long. That is why the manatees like to come here in the winter. From the entry point, it is a small upstream swim to get to the spring. Once you arrive, you'll see the giant crack in the ground that feeds the spring, as well as bubbles that just seem to come up from nowhere and tiny little fish. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and after a short little bit of resting and relaxing at the spring, we heard a clap of thunder and realized it was time to go. I'm not a seafood person, but V is, so she was excited and slightly hungry when we realized that the shoreline was covered in catfish that day. We will definitely be coming back to Blue Springs on our next trip, which will hopefully be during manatee season. If you enjoy our adventures, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you'll get notified when we make new videos. Check us out on Instagram at @LiveThatAdventureLife, and for all the information about this adventure, check us out at thatadventurelife.com.